C.S. Lewis once said, "Since it is so likely that children will meet cruel enemies, let them at least have heard of brave knights and heroic courage. Otherwise, you're making their destiny not brighter, but darker." Another great man of faith, John Bunyan, penned these words: "As I walked through the wilderness of this world, I lighted on a certain place where was a den, and laid me down in that place to sleep. And as I slept, I dreamed a dream. I dreamed, and behold, I saw a man clothed with rags, standing in a certain place, with his face from his own house, a book in his hand, and a great burden upon his back. I looked and saw him open the book and read therein. And as he read, he wept and trembled, and not being able longer to contain, he brake out with a lamentable cry, saying, 'What shall I do?' I am Kristyn Getty, and my husband Keith and I have the privilege of making music. We write and perform hymns that remind us of what it is we believe and who we truly worship. Songs such as In Christ Alone and Facing a Task Unfinished connect us with the generations that have gone before us and stir our affections for the right things, while giving us the strength to walk the straight path. John Bunyan, over 300 years ago, was in prison for 12 years because of his faith. While he was locked away from his family in a cold, dark place, his imagination was stirred to write the allegory of the Pilgrim's progress. Imagination is what gives us the ability to visualize the things that we cannot see. It is how we see, hear, taste, and smell things that make up our world, even when they are nowhere near us. To see the creativity of our God, one only has to look around at the world in which we live. The changing colors of leaves, the way the sun paints the sky when a day begins and ends. God is creative and created us to be as well. Reason, knowledge, and logic are important. We need to be inquisitive, ask questions, and seek to understand, but logic and reason alone are not enough. To know about Christ is not the same as to know him. Our faith is not about what we know, it's about who we know. Facts set a foundation, and our imagination makes those facts personal to us and leads our hearts to sing. As Christians, we need vivid imaginations. From Genesis to the final Revelation, the Bible paints pictures, makes analogies, and uses parables. It engages our imaginations to help us understand what our King wants us to know about him, about us, and about our journey from this life to the next. God gave us an imagination and teaches us with it and connects with us through it. My children have the ability to tap into this gift in a way that we often lose as adults. We must encourage the use of imagination in understanding our faith and in connecting with our Creator. You, child of the King, you are a brave knight walking this path through a world that is full of troubles, and you have a King that always sends help when needed. Use your imagination. Allow yourself to be lost in the story of the Pilgrim's progress, because this is actually your story. It is the journey you began when you chose to leave behind the city of destruction and make your way on the King's Road. Let your imagination explore this story in a new way, because its lessons will give you the strength to fight the very real troubles that your journey through this world will bring. Things are not always what they seem, and sometimes life's tumbles can lead you to the most interesting of places.